Village in Assumption. To learn more about our services, click on our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
AgriTalk is the radio talk show for American agriculture. Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Chip Flory. We join you weekday mornings from 10 to 11 on WTIM on AM and FM and on the WTIM streams. We provide farmers and ranchers with timely insights and information aimed at improving their operations. Join me, Chip Flory, weekdays at 10:06 on your ag information station, WTIM.
WTIM.
Good morning. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and our morning show brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining me in this segment is the Executive Director of the Christian County Economic Development Corporation. It's Matt Hart. Good morning to you, Matt. How are you, sir?
Morning, Grayson. I am fantastic. It is always great to be with you and your listeners on a beautiful spring day here. Just doesn't get much better in central Illinois.
It does not. I believe we're approaching 76 degrees or something like that today. A chance for rain. Let's hope it blows out of the area. But yes, it does. It feels like we are rapidly approaching almost summer months here now, too. Yeah. Let's talk Christian County Economic Development Corporation for a moment here, as much as I'd like to talk about how nice the weather is. Obviously, tariffs, a big deal and a big topic of conversation right now. But what about its impact locally? Can you tell me?
Yeah, so I thought we'd talk a little bit about, because if you turn on the news, of course, you're hearing about tariffs. If you're in business, you certainly can't ignore tariffs. But a lot of discussion going on right now, primarily out of Washington, D.C., and a lot of just this, we're calling the T word, right? And so, but I thought might help paint the picture of what does the impact of tariffs have on Christian County? What does it have on Taylorville and Assumption and Pana and Morrisonville and Edinburgh and Stonington? And because it does filter down, primarily in two ways. So Christian County obviously is a big ag community, right? One of our strongest businesses is what we grow in this beautiful weather, what we grow here, and what we ship out of here, and that's having an impact certainly on the ag community, but it also affects our manufacturing, and we've got great manufacturers here in Christian County. When you've got companies like GSI, you've got just folks all over Christian County who are making things, but you rely a lot of what you make here in Christian County. Some of that you rely on parts from overseas or inputs from overseas, or even inputs or parts from Canada or Mexico. And so the discussions going on in Washington, D.C. have an impact on that. It has an impact when we're building something or assembling something in Christian County, but the parts come from another country, and suddenly the parts that you were buying have either gone up in cost or gone down in cost, or the steel that you needed to make your grain bins has gone up or gone down. And so we are feeling the impact of that in Christian County. And but what we do know, Grayson, is tariffs are a short-term thing, and the tariffs discussion is a short-term thing. It makes a major impact when the discussion is going on, but the tariff discussions will get ironed out. We're probably still about 30 to 60 days from having everything settled. But in the short term, what it does is it causes issues with production. It causes issues with the supply chain, because you have people that were making decisions back in December and January of, well, when are we going to start up, making this product, or when are we going to start up ordering this product or building this product? And then suddenly, if your input, the main ingredient to make your product, or the main component to go into your product, what you thought was going to cost you $100 per product is now $200 per product. Well, then it makes companies today sit and go, hold on a second, maybe we need to wait and see how this all shakes out. Even if you think you can afford the higher price, well, why pay the higher price if it's going to go back down next week?
Sure.
And that's what businesses are currently waiting on right now. So we're kind of in a waiting game with tariffs. It won't be long term. Will it impact Christian County? Yes, it's going to impact Christian County. It impacts everybody. It also impacts any of the regions around us, especially in manufacturing. In the long term, I think that we're going to see benefits from what is being negotiated, because quite frankly, there are some deals that we've had, particularly with other countries, that haven't been as good as they should be for making sure that Illinois and the Midwest and Christian County are a great place to manufacture and to build things. And so hopefully next month or the month after that, when I report here on the air, we can let everybody know everything's been settled. Here's what it means. But at the end of the day, we know the goal is to solidify manufacturing here in America, to solidify manufacturing here in Christian County. And I think we're going to see that benefit. So we just ask folks to be a little bit patient. We will work through it. But we do think in the long term, this is actually going to be good for Christian County.
And I hope so. I think for me, some of the give and take of it, the we're putting it in place, pulling it back, that for me has been a bit of a struggle, just because of what you said there. Now I can't prepare for what that next 100 days might be. Now I can't prepare for what that next 6 months might be. If they're in place, then if they're not, then that too.
Right. And it's left our local manufacturers then having to go to their customers because they can't guarantee prices. Right. And so, and I know that I've heard from many of our manufacturers here in Christian County, and that's what they're currently navigating. They're talking to their customers, they're talking to the suppliers. And there are a lot of unknowns right now. And the good thing is those unknowns will be known in the next 30 to 60 days. But at the moment, they're unknown, and so it's a short-term blip in our economic production. But if it means that in the long term that we become a better place to manufacture and make things, that's a good thing.
It would be a great thing, and I would love to see some of those be able to come back to Christian County, even though there are some of those things still here right now. While tariffs might not be the best thing, what's going on in Pana is a very good thing right now. Pana and the city has purchased the Roseland Theater, and they're working towards the People's Plaza down there. What are you seeing out of Pana right now?
And Pana has, and again, nothing happens without a great effort and a lot of heavy lifting. And that's what's going on in Pana right now. A lot of local folks down there, including Nathan Pastor, the mayor, and Kirby Kasner, the head of economic development for Pana, the city of Pana. They have been working with other business leaders down there and getting things done. And they're starting to see that. And you've seen that with some improvements in downtown. You've seen that with the purchasing the theater that for a long time was an eyesore to some people and thought could be better utilized, and now that's becoming a place for the community to gather and to grow. And but then just a couple weeks ago, on April 22nd, the governor was in Jacksonville at the time, but announced a series of grants all across the state, and Pana is getting $1.2 million from the state of Illinois, and this will help them replace all of the water mains for their downtown business district. And it will also allow them to create an outdoor event space with restrooms that are suitable for handicapped folks, as well as outdoor seating. And this has so many impacts, because yes, it will impact and give these businesses more reliable and secure water, right? That's something that has to be done over time. But then that allows them to attract businesses and know that you've got a brand new water main in, that your water is going to be fine, that your water is coming from the city. And then you can open, and then in addition to that, when you're creating these outdoor event spaces, or you've got outdoor seating, and you've got the theater and what they're doing with the old theater there, this not only creates economic benefit from the businesses there, but then it creates what we call in economic development quality of life. Because when someone's looking to move, or someone's looking to raise a family, they want to know, well, hey, there's a really great coffee shop, or they want to know there's a great place for me to take a walk in downtown, or to maybe have a small festival or a small event downtown or just outdoors. And this will help Pana really elevate what they have available in their quality of life, not only for the people that already live in Pana, but also for the people who don't live there yet. This will help us attract great families, attract great businesses to the county.
In our first conversation that you and I ever had, I believe that was in January, that was a big thing for me, where quality of life, let's talk about it. And from what you told me, that is almost just as important as having that business there that can employ those folks, or the home that can put that family in. So quality of life is something that makes sure that let's be very, very aware of improving that as well.
And that's what especially a lot of the younger workers are looking for today, Grace. And, they're not just looking at that paycheck. They're looking at, is this a place where I can take my dog on a walk? Is this a place where maybe I want to bike to work? Maybe I want to walk to work. Maybe I don't want to drive my car. Maybe I want to take my golf cart to work. It's these little quality of life things that make a difference, and it's what people are looking for in 2025. And what we don't want to do is we don't want to lose out in Christian County, whether it's Taylorville, Pana, Stonington, Edinburgh, Morrisonville. We don't want to lose out to people who could be living here, could be growing their business here, growing their family here, because another community has a bike path, or another community has a nice downtown area where you can have a venue. Those are investments in the community. And I know some people wonder, well, why are we spending money on venues? Why are we spending money on beautification? It is that quality of life that helps us attract good businesses, attract good workforce, and attract good families. It all works together.
That's the biggest takeaway for me, was that it all goes hand in hand. Mm-hmm. Obviously, great things going on with Pana as well, but Edinburgh's not far behind right now with Midwest Meter. We've talked about it a time or two, but now it's right about here.
Absolutely. And, Edinburgh is a great community. If you're coming from Springfield, it's the first, community that you'll see in Christian County. And they've got so much going on right now in Edinburgh. Obviously, the 50,000 square foot Sloan's facility, beautiful building. They're putting the finishing touches on that building. I know it will be open in the next few months, but that is going to be, not only does it look great, but that provides good paying jobs. That provides a place for people who are selling equipment, for people who are maintaining equipment. This has a huge economic impact, not only in Edinburgh, but really within about a 30-mile range, because we know this store for Sloan's is going to serve Christian County. It's going to serve Northern Christian County. It's going to serve Sangamon County, all served out of this new facility in Edinburgh on Route 29, where it's very easy to get in, very easy to get out. And that's just the start for Edinburgh, because of course they've already got as you're on Route 29, there's a very nice gas station with diesel fuel there that serves cars and trucks. But now we've got Sloan's there. Next door to Sloan's, Midwest Meter is coming into town, and Midwest Meter's already there, but they're going to expand. And again, this is what we do at Christian County Economic Development Corporation. We want to equip our existing businesses and help our businesses grow. And that's why we work so hard to extend the enterprise zone to Edinburgh. 6 months ago, the enterprise zone was only limited to Taylorville, Pana, and Assumption. And with the work of the Christian County Economic Development Corporation, we have expanded our enterprise zone, and we now include Stonington. We now include Sharpsburg. We now include Edinburgh. And this is even helping Sloan's as they finish up. Sloan's is able to utilize the enterprise zone that is now in effect. It's only been in effect for about 3 weeks, but we got that project across the finish line. And Midwest Meter is going to benefit from that. And also the Village of Edinburgh has also reached a tentative deal with Dollar General. Dollar General looks like they're coming to Edinburgh as well. So all of this only happens because people behind the scenes do the heavy lifting. People behind the scenes do the work. And the more we can, and then if we can add in tools like the enterprise zone and actually help our local businesses save on their sales tax on building material, or save on taxes. As I like to say, why send your money to Springfield when you can keep your money right here and invest it back in our businesses right here in Christian County? So
the Christian County Economic Development Executive Director, Matt Hart, joining us here in studio to talk about the tariff impact locally here on Christian County, $1.2 million grant for downtown Pana and everything that's going to help out with downtown Pana. And then the Midwest Meter expansion in Edinburgh, as well as Sloan's 50,000 square foot facility as well. A lot going on in Christian County, especially behind the scenes. We'll come back around and talk more with Matt about the Christian County Economic Development Corporation when we return on WTIM, your information station.
WTIM. Kimmer Village Inc. is hiring for our future Assumption Community Child Care Center. This is Shawla Snagel, Executive Director for Kimmer Village Inc.
This is Amanda McKay, Director of Human Resources. If you're looking for a career with full benefits, paid meals, qualify for student loan forgiveness, we support continuing education, and if you want to make a difference in a child's life, apply at kimmervillage.org and click Join Our Team.
Hi everyone, Nicole Patrick here, your new local country financial representative at 917 West Bresser in Taylorville. I'm proud to recognize the Tornado student athletes that represent our community by being the exclusive sponsor of the WTIM Nicole Patrick Country Financial Player of the Game. During Tornado sports broadcasts this school year, WTIM announcers will select a player at the end of each game who will receive a certificate for being named our Player of the Game. Good luck to all the teams this season, and go Tornadoes!
Promoting student success is our priority at Taylorville Schools. This is Superintendent Brandy Bruley with an invitation to discover the exceptional achievements of our students and staff during our monthly Taylorville Schools Good News segment. Join us the first Thursday of every month at 8:40 on the WTIM Morning Show on air, on the WTIM audio stream, and the WTIM video stream on Facebook and YouTube TV. Students, teachers, and administrators will share how we're fostering student excellence each day. Tune into the WTIM Morning Show for our Good News segment, and go Tornadoes.
I'm Will Perkins, President and CEO of the Taylorville Community Credit Union. TCCU is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the Miller Media Group Community Spotlight, allowing a different nonprofit organization to be highlighted on WTIM, WMKR, and WRAN each month.
I am Terry Baker, Chairman of the Lincoln Prairie Trails Conservancy, a 501c3 founded to repair, maintain, promote, enhance, and expand the Lincoln Prairie Trail. Partnering with the communities of Taylorville, Pana, and Awanaco, nonprofits, donors, and non-governmental groups, we have been able to make many enhancements and repairs. Find us on the web at LincolnPrairieTrailsConservancy.com and Facebook at Lincoln Prairie Trails Conservancy. We hope to see you on the trail.
This is Cammie Payne, General Manager of the Miller Media Group. We, along with TCCU, are proud to bring you the Community Spotlight each month.
TCCU is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the Miller Media Group Community Spotlight. Come join us. You'll wonder why you waited. Member NCUA.
Matt Corso here, proud to now be a part of the Kaufman Realty and Auction team right here in Taylorville. Let my over 20 years of real estate and auction experience work for you. Click my icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
With over 8 hours a day of agriculture programming weekdays and 2 hours on Saturdays, WTIM AM, FM, and online is your ag information station. Listen by tuning in on air or online, and listen to WTIM Ag podcasts anytime.
Your information station, WTIM.
And we're back with the WTIM Morning Show here on your information station, brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining me in this segment is Matt Hart. Matt is the Executive Director of the Christian County Economic Development Corporation. We talk tariff impact on Christian County, a $1.2 million grant for downtown Pana, and the Midwest meter expansion, and more going on in Edinburgh. There was also a big purchase here in Taylorville when it came to the industrial park. Take me from there, Matt, in terms of the purchase and what it might mean for Christian County.
Yeah, so the Taylorville Commercial Industrial Park is the 46-acre site that is on the north side of Taylorville on Route 29. It's between Walmart and the Dodge dealership, Trinity Dodge. And that 46 acres was land that has been owned and developed by the Taylorville Development Association, which is a not-for-profit organization, actually, here in town that's been around for many, many years. And but the city and the TDA, Taylorville Development Association, began some negotiations and discussion, and it looks like the city is going to purchase that from the Taylorville Development Association. And again, it hasn't been finalized, but what that means is in 2025, when we talk about economic development, we have to build packages. We have to make things attractive. We have to have incentives for developers. And where we're at in 2025, one of the ways that a lot of other local communities are getting people to come to their town or grow their business, expand their business, is having the city, getting more involved. We've got the business development district already in Taylorville, and there's some things that have helped reinvest in Taylorville. And we think this will actually help improve the ability to attract and bring people to Taylorville. And we still have people looking at the industrial park. I talked to another manufacturer again yesterday who is looking at this industrial park. And I think in the long term, this will help us make it easier to bring those businesses to town, that will bring the jobs to town that we're looking for, whether they're businesses that are already here and just want to grow their business, or they're not here yet and we'll bring them here to Christian County. But that's the reason that industrial park was built. It was built to bring the businesses here, to expand the businesses that are here. And everything is available. All the utilities are in. And I can tell you, if anyone's interested in that site, and there's 17 lots out there, give us a call. We'll tell you more about it. We'll get you the information, because it is a great place to develop. You've got 12,000 vehicles a day. You're on a 4-lane divided highway, and we do have a lot of people looking at it. Nothing I can share publicly yet, but we're getting very close.
Matt, with less than a minute to go here, I want to be able to talk about other news going on with the CCEDC and Christian County as a whole.
Yeah. So obviously the bike trail is done. Again, back to quality of life, right? That's going to be a great a great piece to help us attract businesses here in Christian County. Don't forget, Assumption's got their new subdivision going in. Temp Aircraft is building out at the airport, again, utilizing the enterprise zone. The enterprise zone last year saved businesses $370,000 in 2024. And that's why CCDC is pushing so hard for that enterprise zone. If folks want to know more about the enterprise zone or any developments, they can always reach out to us at the Christian County Economic Development Corporation. They can call us, they can text us at 217-565-2280 or email us anytime at edcchristiancounty@gmail.com.
Strong way to wrap things up. Matt, thank you for joining me here in studio today to talk all things CCEDC.
My pleasure.
Matt Hart, Executive Director of the Christian County Economic Development Corporation, joining us here on the WTIM Morning Show, brought to you by People's Bank and Trust and Landmark of Taylorville. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
WTIM.
This is an SR News special report. A new trade deal with the UK.